In this video, we'll look at how to use the Draw It feature, as well as some suggestions that may be useful when using this feature. So what we're going to do is use the Lesson in Nearpod option. And in order to create your lessons in Nearpod, you add slides as you would in PowerPoint. There are two categories with adding slides. There are content slides, which is just presenting information to students. The students are unable to interact with these particular slides, as well as activity slides, which the students can interact with by answering questions or providing their feedback or typing in a response. In order to use the Draw It feature, you have a few options. And so here generally is where you would put your question. And so this is the math question that I would like to use for the Draw It feature. And so let's see how it looks. To preview, you have the option here down at the bottom to preview that item. And so you see here the question that we've put is at the top, and the students are able to write on the screen. The one issue that sometimes comes up when putting the question there is the students are unable to view this question as they answer below. So every time the student writes, the question is blocking portions of what they're working on underneath. So in order to work around this, there is a tool you can use. So first we're going to go back and edit this question. In order to edit a slide, you just click on that slide, double click, and I'm going to remove the question from here. And what I'm going to do is use a PowerPoint to create a picture, and I will use this to upload as a background. So many of us have PowerPoints that we've already used in lessons previously. And so in order to use that, I'm going to save this slide as a picture. So I'm going to hit File and Save As. And here you're just going to pick your location as to where you want to save this particular file. Once you find that location, you are going to change the file type. So right now it's default to PowerPoint presentation. And the two options would be a JPEG or PNG, which are graphics or visuals, pictures. And I'm going to save mine as a JPEG. And I'm going to save it. So it tells you that you can export all slides or one. So if I had more than one slide, I would export them all. I generally use just one when I've added a slide to a presentation. I want just that slide as a picture. Okay. And here it's just telling you that each slide would be separate as a picture. Okay, so that is saved there. And so I'm going to go back and I'm going to upload this picture into the background. Nearpod is really great because it gives you several options of how you can upload pictures. You can search for items online, or you can upload them here directly from your computer, the drive, etc. So I'm going to upload directly from my computer, and this is the folder that I would like, and this is the question that I would like. So here you see now the question is completely in the Draw It feature on the background, and the student would be able to write. So there's just a couple more suggestions that I would like to give in order to make this optimal use. So one of the things that I like to do is add additional resources or instructions. So here you can add images. If you want to add a voice recording of you talking to the students, I like to add on my slides a anchor chart, because normally I would have some type of anchor chart in my room for the students to use or reference. And so sometimes I have a student who needs a little bit more assistance, and having that anchor chart there can help to spark some ideas of things we've talked about. And here I just put directions for the student to use. The last suggestion that I would like to give is about the timer feature. So, due to virtual learning, we're oftentimes unable to redirect students' learning or attention as frequently as we normally would in a classroom because we're looking at them through a camera. And so sometimes you have to wait to see whether or not they're actually working or paying attention and give a little wait time. The activity timer allows the students to really track their own progress and make sure that they are staying on track. And so I love to use this feature when I'm working with a live lesson. I don't use this feature at all when I've just assigned a lesson for the students to do at a later time. So it works really, really good when you're working in a live session. So let's see what this looks like now. So you're going to hit save, and you can, of course, preview. So now here, the students can see my directions. They have the slide for them to work on and write on and etc. They also have that anchor chart there for them to use, and if they click on it, it becomes larger for them to use to visualize. So the Draw It feature is a really great feature. It is one in which it would be great for students to show their thinking in math, for deconstructing of text, so to deconstruct prompts or to deconstruct word problems or even text. So if you're asking the student, hey, here's this text, I need you to find the main idea or supporting details, the students can definitely write directly on the items that you have, and it would allow the students the opportunity to really utilize that text at that time. So as I stated, I really like this feature. It's one that's really good for the students to use to interact with. So thank you for tuning into this video, and I hope that you try the feature for yourself.